2024 was a fruitful year in the sport of basketball in Trinidad and Tobago, with numerous basketball tournaments having taken place this year. Today we hear from basketball coach Christopher Jackson Charles to hear his thoughts on the current landscape of basketball in TNT. When asked, Coach Christopher Jackson Charles said he would like to see local coaches and administrators work together more effectively in 2025.
When you ask a lot of coaches, what do they do to develop themselves as coaches? They themselves would say, well, coaching don't pay me, I just do that by the way. So because of that mindset, that probably is handed off to the people who sees you as not being a professional, but more like a person volunteer, which is something that we like to obtain. And people don't respect volunteers in Trinidad and Tobago. That's a fact. Most professions that people respect are money-earning professions.
Charles also called for the sharing of ideas between coaches to raise the overall standard of the game in TNT.
Those coaches don't do that. The coaches like Lenny Guy, Jamal Duke, Jovi, when I ask them if people just come and ask them questions about coaching, they say no. So you want to ask yourself, well, if these coaches don't ask anybody anything, they don't interact with each other as it relates from a coaching standpoint in terms of interacting and feeding off each other in terms of ideas of how to beat Pacers or how to beat Clippers or how to beat NCA or how to beat Spartans. Then you ask yourself why. And that why is based on the ego that we have, where everybody feel that because they went and they regurgitate and do a piece of paper, they now can coach.
He said basketball development should be the focus rather than hosting tournaments.
That the administrators just don't do it. Nobody has called Lenny Guy or myself or Jamal Duke or Jovi Hola or Barry Stewart, somebody, coaches who have been here, Floyd, Senator Green, to come together, Steve Leons, and say, you know what, we want to put together something to develop youth basketball. And you guys would be the catalyst in terms of developing that. Female basketball, I have been the national female coach over the female program for over 20-something years. Yes, everybody has come and say, I like female basketball, I want to do this, and they will run a tournament. But the tournament will just be as good as how the players are as players and their skill set. So the tournament really and truly do not satisfy the need for the development of the sport.
Charles added that without proper development programs, a lot of girls will lose interest in the sport.
I have seen school basketball. School basketball, there's no team in the East. There will be three teams three school teams in Port. So if you have one girl who can play the game, that team going to win. And the team, and I talk about the team going to win like 40-2. So when you do young ladies that who are very impressionable in terms of how they view themselves as young ladies, 15, 16, and they get like by 50-something points and everybody laughing. You talk about young ladies who are very impressionable in terms of how you view them, how you see them. Why are you making fun of me? I'm not going to play that sport if you're going to make fun of me. So one time, we defeat the purpose of these girls coming into this sport and wanting to play this sport when you let a team beat them 60-something-2. So because some coaches could get bragging rights.
Despite the challenges, Coach Charles is excited to see what 2025 has to bring in the sport of basketball. Adrian Lazar, TTT Sports.